space.
Dysfunctional Family.
That was a mess.
Episode Jackie Robinson. Take 2, actually. This is surprisingly not the first and only take.
The first time.
Let's get it.
That's crazy.
Episode Jackie Robinson, obviously, episode 42 for those that don't. Yeah. That's my Uncle Jackie. But I'm Dashawn Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
This is my wife. You know what I'm saying? That's Amanda Robinson. I was about to say Amanda, my wife Robinson. That's crazy. My wife as a middle name is nuts. Amanda Robinson. We are Dysfunctional Family. Listen.
I'm not ready.
We are so grateful for every last one of you for supporting. So, Amanda, what you tell them to do? How you say it?
Boost the algae, my boy.
That's our word, by the way. Algae, that's our word. That's short for algorithm. So that means we need a like, we need a love, we need a comment, we need to share. You can share it, copy link, and text it to somebody. You can tweet out the link. Oh, you can go to Spotify, go to Apple Podcasts, listen to the podcast, and then rate us. We need as many 5-star ratings as possible. That's how, the algorithm
don't force them to give us 5 stars.
No,
if they
I'm talking
think
to the
we're 3 or 4.
Absolutely. But I'm
They
talking about the people
bugging, but, let them rate.
I'm just talking about the people that rock with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Rocking you.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Me? Let's do it. I'm ready now.
Oh, wait. Hold on. This episode is brought to you by Free the Souls Clothing.
Free the Souls.
You know the vibes.
Always.
Amanda is rocking our Blessings of Abraham crew neck.
Be a blessing.
Be a blessing. We got that in cream and we got that in black with the white writing. I mean, it feels amazing. It's giving.
Always.
It's giving Beyonce cozy, you feel me? Oversized fit, so make sure you size down. But, freethesoulsclothing.com. Yeah. You could DM us if you want a discount code. Hint, Dysfunctional Family TV on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hit us with a DM, and we will give you a discount code just for listening. You feel me?
Facts.
Who else we got to shout out? I got to shout out my daughter. She made me this bracelet. That joint going type crazy. I don't know if she meant to do this, but it got a whole lot of like Pan-African situation going on, and I think that she's a little prophetess because my heart is in Africa somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We got to go. That's on our list.
It is.
That's top.
It is.
That's top. Yeah, we actually never been to the motherland before together. But yeah, can I give one more shout out? Is that okay with you? Just one more shout out. I shout out my daughter. I got to shout out a different generation though.
Yep.
I was on the phone with my grandmother last week, right? On the phone with grandma, we chopping it up. Grandma! Shout outs to Quavo. I was on the phone with grandma last week. We chopping it up. And then I get a call. I mean, not a call. And then she says, so I hear Amanda want a boy. I was like, Reggie? How she know Amanda want a boy?
Hey, grandma.
So I was like.
Talk to your grandson real quick.
I was like, no, Amanda.
Yes.
So I was like.
Commit.
So I'm like.
Now.
So I'm like, how you know that Amanda want a boy? She said, I was watching the podcast. Yo, mind you, my grandmother's like, 87, I think? But she's close to 90. Kicking it, living on her own, strong. And I'm like, yo, grandma's watching a podcast? We've gotten a lot of new followers and likes and people engaging with us recently. But I don't know, man. I just had to give a shout out because I was like, it was something special about grandma. Like, yeah, I'm watching y'all. I'm like, really? That's how I felt. My heart melted. So all the masculinity went out of me. I melted. Really, grandma? You know what I'm saying? So listen, shout out to grandma if you watch this episode. Love you. And grandma got a birthday coming up April 22nd. You feel me? So shout out to grandma. All right. Oh, there's one more thing I gotta say.
Bro.
Yo.
What is that? A fly?
Look like a fruit fly, maybe.
Fruit fly don't bother me.
Listen,
I'm listening.
They probably can't see it. You ain't have to like draw their attention to the fruit fly. It's probably coming from a mango or something in the kitchen. But yo, let me correct something. I gotta put something in place. Do you mind? Can I get it off?
I be trying to be serious, y'all. Like I promise I try to be serious.
Listen, if the answer is no,
just
word to my
say
mama,
it.
I won't say
Okay, just
it.
do it. No, I'm saying yes.
I don't want you to resent.
I'm saying yes. You wasted more time by like asking for confirmation. I'm telling you to just go.
But you could be saying yes with resentment. So
Just
I'm
say
making
it.
sure it's a pure yes and not a I will resent you
This is a
later
lot.
yes.
I'm not gonna resent you. I just want you to
Get it off? All right, yo, let me correct something that happened in the last episode. So we had a clip that we put up, and we was like, oh, hugs the rest of your life or kisses the rest of your life? There's no sex hug. There's not a sex hug.
The cameraman said there is.
A sex hug?
Yeah.
But it don't open you up like a kiss do. Right? Like if you had to choose one, which one would you go with? Hugs or kisses? And I said kisses because kisses have more variation. You know what I mean? Like I can go a quick smooch if you're getting out the car and I'm dropping you to work. I give you a forehead kiss if it's like, you're mourning a loved one. I can give you the what time it is kiss. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yes, there are hugs for those situations. But everybody's like, there is a sex hug. So I was like, there is no sex hug. I wasn't saying that there is no hug that doesn't indicate or signal to your partner that you are in the mood. There is a way to hug to do that. What I was suggesting was that there is no hug that right away intimacy happens right after. There's always going to be like an in-between. It's like the hug. Okay, now you know that I want it. Then you kiss, or then you touch, or then you do some other things, right? That's what I was saying. I wasn't saying there is no hug that shows that you want to get intimate with your partner. I was just saying the hug doesn't immediately lead right into the intercourse. Sorry to be so candid, but I had to get that off my chest because y'all was slaughtering me, slaying me on social media.
Slaughtering is a bit dramatic.
Did you see YouTube? The 3 comments we got on YouTube? Those 3 comments, it's like, there is a sex hug, girl. You better show him how to do that.
3 comments
I'm
is
like,
crazy.
listen, my wife hugged me and I hugged my wife. And yeah, I just had to clarify that. All right, sorry. I promise what I will not do is use every new episode to clarify something that I stand on from the old episode, because then we can't get into the new content. I'm seeing that was a bad idea. But I'm going to let it rock.
Too late now.
Too late now. You want to get us started with this episode, though?
Sure, let's do it.
What we talking about? What we scoffing about?
Today,
you feel me? What? I feel excited.
Okay.
So excited. I feel excited. How y'all spell excited?
I'm really trying to be serious and give the people what they came here for, but you're making this very...
They came here to laugh because we're funny.
That's not, their primary reason. Okay.
Secondary, tertiary, quadriary.
Yo, for real? You gotta chill.
I'm on my best behavior. I'm gonna shut up for the next 3 minutes.
I'm not gonna talk for 3 minutes, so I need you to not actually shut up for 3 minutes. Go. I wanna go lay down.
All right. Speaking of go lay down, this episode is also brought to you by Rest by Lynn. Listen, I'm right now holding one of the most comfortable pillows I have ever laid my head on. Ever. And I'm not saying this because this is a partnership. It's actually a partnership because I believe this is one of the most comfortable pillows I've ever laid on. Listen, hit up restbylynn.com. She's offering y'all a special discount only because y'all rocking with Dysfunctional Family. So go to restbylynn.com for all of your pillows. I'm talking
She got
pillows.
neck pillows.
Yeah, neck pillows
She
for
got
when you
couch
fly
pillows.
in. Couch pillows.
She got floor pillows.
Floor pillows.
If you want to go on a picnic, the oversized jumbo joint.
I mean, all the dope
pillows
pillows.
galore.
Y'all go to restbylynn.com. She has a special code just for you for tuning in. TFF15. All right?
15.
That stands for Dysfunctional Family. So TFF15, and you're going to get 15% off any of your orders. All right? I'm telling you, go. This is some of the best pillows you'll ever get. And they beautiful, too.
Beautiful. So many different Kente fabric.
It's just beautiful.
All
right. Rest my land. Peace.
All right. So we are starting we're starting a 2-part series today. And we'll be talking about things we wish we knew before we got married.
I don't know. Can I actually correct
What happened in 3 minutes, bro? You broke so quick.
Nah. Because we gotta get this all right. I think what we have prepared in our pre-production meeting is actually not what we wish we knew before we got married. I actually think we cover that in the episode. Y'all go check it out, called Premarital Conversations. I think these are things we wish we knew
at the start of our marriage.
As a newlywed.
So. Yeah.
If you're newly married, these are some things that we wish we knew back then. So
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
That's all I just want to correct that. That's
okay.
All. Back to being silent.
You're being very annoying,
That's
actually.
how I used to say at school. And I want the teachers to give me a sticker or a star. I'd be like,
you never did that.
What?
How old were you?
All throughout elementary, bro.
You was 10 years old doing that? You too old for that.
Well, that's why I was valedictorian. Not you. My posture was like this. Yes, Miss Dominguez. Miss Cherry, can I have a sticker too? My posture was elite, you hear me?
Their posture being the reason for you being a valedictorian and not your grades
First
itself.
of all, because if anybody...
We're not doing this. I really want to get into the episode.
I gotta say this, though. I do have to say
but
this.
You're making me angry.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But it's something I gotta correct.
You, Dashawn, for real.
I was saluted.
But I'm telling you, no, right now.
They're gonna be mad at me.
Who?
The people I went to elementary with.
Okay, well, you'll deal with that later.
Okay.
We are starting a 2-part series today, discussing things we wish we knew.
I was not valedictorian.
Go ahead.
I said it already. I told them in the camera. I was whispering it while you were talking. I wasn't valedictorian. That was a mistake. In middle school, I was salutatorian. In elementary, I just got like a lot of awards, but I wasn't valedictorian.
So you need to take back your disrespect. That's why I was valedictorian and you
I was doing this in middle school too when I was salutatory.
At 14?
Yes. With a do-rag and a fitted on in class. Being a gangster and a scholar.
We will be discussing in this 2-part series things we wish we knew as newlyweds.
Yeah.
And similar-ish to the premarital conversations, but it's really venturing more into the marriage phase and not like the preparation. So as Dashawn mentioned, our social media on all platforms really has been gaining a lot of traction, specifically around one reel that we posted where I was discussing how I like to take walks, and Dashawn stepped in and, told me not to qualify what I like. What I like is what I like pretty much, and really just, revalidated me as a person and made me feel safe and comfortable enough to express what I felt without having to tell y'all why. All right.
I think it was more so like you were discussing that you like to take walks, but it had like a lot of timidity and like a lot of like you had to make the audience feel comfortable about what you like to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you said it like, yeah, so it's cliche, but I like to take. It's like, what you like? What you like to do? Yeah. Big man, what you like to do, big dog?
Big man is crazy.
Like I just really, big dog.
This is the shortest 3 minutes of my life because you have been on a roll like butter baby. So there were a lot of comments, a lot of thematic comments and recurring comments around, some women commenting, I wish this was me and my relationship. My husband better be like this when I finally settle down, blah, blah, blah. Or if he ain't like this, I don't want him. There was... I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, don't even mention. They can go to the post and see what the comments said. There was a lot of wild stuff.
There were some wild stuff. But generally speaking, the theme seemed to be, this is what I want. They recognized the covering that you provided for me, and it was really something that they seem to seek after in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
So it got us thinking about some of the things that we think people should consider as newlyweds, and how.
And why should they? Why does the theme of those types of comments make us or make you think that they need to consider what we're about to give them as newlyweds? Like, what's the connection there? in your heart or mind?
In my heart and mind, I didn't prepare to like talk about it like that. So like I know how I feel,
Oh,
but you
we
put me on the
podding.
spot a little bit.
Yeah, it's a podcast. Spotcast.
Okay. The connection there for me is, we have certain expectations about what we want our relationships to be like and how we think it's going to be, and it's going to be bliss. This is my best friend. Usually, generally speaking, people aim to marry their best friend. So, this is my best friend. We're going to have such a beautiful life together. It's blissful, and, the newlywed phase, and everything's happy, and we're starting this new journey together. But there's a lot of nuance to it that I think people sometimes overlook. So yeah, it's good to have these things that you aspire to your relationship to be like, and model after or exemplify in certain values and morals and expectations. But there are things that from our experience that I think would help others kind of prepare for, yes, you want it to feel like a fairy tale, but there are certain things that you have to take into consideration at the start of your marriage to, lay the foundation for what your marriage will be.
Yeah. And I would say, can I add to that, if you don't mind? It's been 3 minutes, right?
Has
it been 3 minutes?
I'm finished, so
I
it's
think
your
I did
turn.
good for 3 minutes. It's my turn? Okay, cool. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that is, I'm on the same page with you, and I just want to like layer that even more. I believe that when people make comments like, oh, this is what I want, or I want it like this, or I want him to be this, or I want her to be this, or I want them to be that, I want it to be clear that we actually do believe that the type of marriage you desire is possible. Mm-hmm. Like that, you said fairy tale. I don't know if I call it that, but yeah, sure, right? Like the type, not the type, right? The type of marriage I want us to be an inspiration to others that it actually is possible, but it's not. It doesn't happen by osmosis. Mm-hmm. It happens with a clear plan.
It's a lot of work and intentionality.
Exactly. So if we can lay out the things we had to like wrestle through and grapple with in our first few years of marriage. Granted, we haven't been married, so let's also qualify with that, right?
Even.
Like we've only been married this month makes 9 years, right? Now, granted, we have a lot of relationship experience because we started dating in high school. Mm-hmm. So that qualifies. That gives us a certain level of credentials, right? But there are people that have been married way longer than us that probably have way more to say, mm-hmm. which is why we want to focus on that first few years. I think I don't want to take us to church, but I do think there is an intentional attack at the early stages of marriage that people are usually not aware of and ready for. The enemy does not want to see happy families in the world, right? Because when people come together, when families come together and are productive and are fruitful, they change systems. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Families change systems. And I think that it's a scary thing when people know that they can actually be happy together. So I think not to say there aren't attacks on people's marriages 20 years in. Mm-hmm. Of course we know it. We see people getting divorced all the daggone time. Not to say there aren't attacks on marriages 15 years in. Not to say there aren't attacks on marriages 40 years in. What I am saying is there is a specific intentionality to make a couple give up before they can see the fullness of what they got into it for. Mm-hmm. So if we can help people sort of evade some of that stuff.
For sure.
So that they don't feel like they want to quit within the first year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of marriage, 5 years of marriage, then that's what we want to help with today. You know what I'm saying? So what did I wish I knew when I first got married? This was something I was not clear would be important. And now that we are more experienced, I realize how significant it is. Develop a schedule about the things that matter to you. I know you don't want it to look like when you get into a marriage, like, no, let things flow. And, we're just, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, sure, developing a schedule doesn't mean when it's not that schedule, those things still can happen, right? Let's take a date night. Let's say in your schedule, we say on the fourth Thursday of every month, we're going to go on.
Or even
on
something
date.
a lot more practical. When we first got married, we had a Tuesday.
Right, we
Every
called it
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
we were going on a date.
Sure, way more relevant, right? Because we actually did that. Let's take Tuesday, right? We used to do every Tuesday was our date night, right? We didn't have to do anything expensive, right? It either meant we watched a show, watched a movie together, went out to get something to eat, whatever it was, Tuesday. That, I didn't realize until we stopped doing it how hard it would be to get dates back on our schedule.
That's a fact.
Seriously, it's not that we don't care about it. It's just that life starts hitting you and you like, oh shoot, and then everything starts becoming more important.
Yeah.
So I know you don't want to like take the spontaneity and the spark out of things, whether it's intimacy, whether it's a date, if it matters to you, find a way to put it on a calendar. Not because it's something that like you'll forget or something like that, but you'll always find something else that becomes more important if you don't make it sacred. So I don't know. I just think that like developing a schedule, we underestimate the amount of intentionality that is needed for things like downtime or me time or date time or intimacy. It's like we say we're going to do it. Girl, people get married, they're like, I'm going to do it every day. You might have the drive to do it every day. Life start lifing.
Yeah.
It doesn't become real for you to do it every day. You know what I mean? Depending on how you set up your schedule. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that developing a schedule was a thing that really helped us in the beginning, and then we stopped doing it, and then I didn't realize how hard it would be for us to get a date back.
Absolutely.
After we stopped Tuesday, it was like,
because we were consistent with it for several months, and then this was before we had children or anything, so that now that children are in the picture, we're not really making those babysitting arrangements to make sure that our Tuesdays stay sacred.
Right. We
you know
just
what I
gave
mean?
it
It's
up
just like, oh, we
instead of
can't.
fighting for it.
Right. So it is important to have those things to make sure that, as you mentioned, that you prioritize what's important to you and really are intentional about spending that time together, because in reality, most of us spend more time outside of the home than we do inside of the home. And, you spend all day at work or doing something, going to school or whatever it is. And then when you come home, you have 2 or 3 hours to cook dinner, maybe watch a show, and then get to bed at a decent hour so you could do it all over again. But if you set aside that really intentional, specific time, and it's not to make your partner feel like they're on a schedule or etched into a calendar, but
That's good, right.
You need to prioritize it and make it part of a routine so that, you have that time to reconnect and be in each other's presence.
I think the interpretation of putting your partner on a schedule for something is really like misunderstood. I think it's misunderstood. We look at it as if what I look like to you, just some item or some checkbox, as opposed to what would you do if your manager or supervisor at your job said, hey, this is a meeting you have to be at and you can't miss it? You'd put it on your calendar. Not because, oh, this is just a check item, but because I literally find it important enough to put it there. So if we reframe it in a way where certain things need to be kept planned, not because you are a check on my agenda, but because it's that important to me that I don't want to let anything else seep in and take away its sanctity from me.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna let anything get in the way of that meeting that your boss said, make sure you do. Make sure you're at. Same thing at home. If it's important, you'll put it there. So not that you're an agenda item, but you're important. That's the reframe that needs to happen.
For sure.
You feel me?
Yeah.
What else we got? What you wish you knew when we first got married?
Something I wish I knew was the importance of privacy. I think as newlyweds, a lot of people are just excited. You're still on that high of the wedding and the celebration, and just in the endeavor of stepping into something new and something fresh and something with so much potential that people kind of, ourselves included, you get so wrapped up in that moment, you're not willing to let it go. So you kind of perpetuate it publicly. So you celebrate.
Clarify for me what you mean. When you say privacy, you talking about like individual privacy, like how important individual privacy
No,
is?
I mean
Or
like your couple's growth. So for instance, you'll see somebody post on social media like, oh, happy 2 months. And that's something that you want to celebrate.
yo,
And
they
I'm
gonna
not,
kill you.
listen, I'm not against it,
You about to
but
get-
I feel like those few months or weeks or even year or two are formative years for your relationship, and you really want to lay a strong foundation. So if you publicize everything, it becomes hard for you to be present with your partner and really like lay a
Talk that
foundation
talk.
of something that is rock solid, that no one can shake and no one can waver it. It's you're getting to learn your partner, you're getting to learn your relationship, how you're the structure of your relationship, the flow of your relationship. You would really want to create an environment that's healthy for your marriage to grow. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Take
yeah.
the time to learn what your spouse likes, what your spouse doesn't like, what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do that when everything is public, and you're sharing so much of your relationship with others.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. I I don't want to. It's gonna sound like I'm taking shots at people, but I have seen that where it's like 3 months in, happy 3 months, happy 4 months, happy 5 months,
Sure.
and then I just see it stop.
Yeah.
Because I think you realize it's actually unsustainable.
Yeah, you can't,
If your marriage is gonna be growing, it's unsustainable to be trying to figure out every single thing that makes social media draw to us, right? Like, oh,
Oh,
we're celebrating this, and I think it's okay to celebrate certain
absolutely.
milestones for yourself. But I think at the heart of what you're saying is we almost share too much information.
We let too many people into like the potential for other people's opinions while you're growing and building something
Yeah,
that
yeah.
really should be sacred.
No, that's good. That's good. I think that not only applies to, I know we're in a digital age, so it seems like we're only talking about social media, but I also think that applies to your social connections, friends
Yeah.
and family.
Right.
I think that y'all have to dig in and work things out, learn each other before always involving a, a a loved one in a situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's good. I think that,
Let's do one more.
all right, one more.
Yeah.
One more.
We'll give him the rest next time.
What I wish I knew as a newlywed. I would say seek out examples. Seek out more examples and less advice. I know
Okay.
that sounds crazy, but hear me out. Seek out more examples and less advice. A lot of times one of the mistakes we make is to ask people for advice about something. But when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships, people's unique makeup, their character, their personality, the way they were raised, their culture, their sociological development, all those things come into play. And it's so different from yours that what works in their relationship might not work for you. So they'll be like, girl, let me tell you what I did. Or, man, this is how you do it. And nothing in love is that blanket. Nothing in love is that unilateral, or not even unilateral, but
Black and white kind of. Or
yeah, like one size fits all.
Yeah.
Nothing in love is that one size fits all. So I don't think we should be seeking advice as much as we should be looking for mentors that are the example, that are what we want. Like, not what people are saying, essentially, is what I'm saying, but more so what couples are doing. I think that every young couple needs mentor couples that they either look up to or are closely connected to. If your parents have a great relationship, let it be them. If you have godparents, and they have a great relationship, let it be them. If you have grandparents that you can pull on and pull wisdom from, let it be them. If you have virtual or digital mentors, that like a couple who, let's say you're in the ministry, and you're looking for a pastor and a wife that healthily run a church and healthily raise their children, then find a mentor that models that, not to necessarily get advice, but to look at their example.
Mm-hmm.
Because the example speaks a lot more loudly than the advice, because the advice is so unique and tailor fit to their unique design,
Mm-hmm.
to their personality makeup, which
Yeah.
is not the same as yours, right? But their example, right? Their value system, the tenets they live by is a little bit different from like, oh, advice. What do you do when your wife don't want to give you none? It's like, your wife might not want to give you none because you are not being intimate, or you are not, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that it's so unique to how
Mm-hmm.
somebody is actually is or is made
Mm-hmm.
as a person, that advice doesn't always help, because it's not always transferable, because their advice was for someone that was made a certain way.
Yeah.
But looking at someone's example is a little bit different, because it's more about like their value systems. What do you want to live into?
Yeah.
What do you want to how do you want to walk? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
And also, just to add on to that really quickly,
yeah.
I think it's a lot. It can be discouraging to get advice for someone who isn't living out the advice that they give you. That's why it's more important to seek an example. So you can tell me to save money so that, we are able to afford a vacation every
Right. That's
3 months.
advice.
Right?
Right.
Like, hey, how do we not become so stressed out? Take a vacation every 3 months. Make sure you're saving $100 out of every paycheck so that every quarter you can take a vacation.
Right.
But you yourself have poor financial habits. So it's discouraging to me to take that advice when it's like, well, you're not even doing it. Do I even think this is going to work for me?
That's so good. That's so good.
That's another reason.
Our pastor said this. He said it like this. He said, your audio has to match your visual. Your video and your audio have to sync up. You know what I mean? And I think advice is more your audio, but the example is more your video. And you put it so well. It's discouraging when you see somebody not living out what they're telling you.
Sure.
Yeah, hey, save $100, and it's like,
and it's not that it's bad advice. It's just,
how much does it actually work?
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's really good. I didn't even think about it that way, like how discouraging it could be.
Yeah.
So seek out mentors that live out an example, like a lot less than they give advice.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think all young couples need that. So I hope that's helpful. All right, we got a few more, but we're gonna save them for the next episode. I want to get into some this or that. We're doing the first one.
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
All right. Would you rather that
Rather your spouse?
What?
Your spouse. Because we both have to answer, right?
Excuse me. Yeah, I guess.
All right, let's get it.
All right. Would you rather me be an ex-convict or a recovering addict?
Oh, shoot. All right.
Ex-convict or recovering addict?
In 3, 2, 1. Ex-convict. Oh. We ain't having no matching answers that last episode. Okay. Care to explain?
The first thing that came to my mind is with a recovering addict, I think there's just too much space for
you better not.
For you to lapse back into old habits.
That's crazy.
And it's stressful to like coach someone through that. We're an ex-convict. It could be, sure, it's hard for you to find a job now, but I could hold this down for a little bit until that's just the first thing that came to mind.
Listen, I actually think, I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, based on my psychology studies, the rate of recidivism for ex-cons are actually a lot higher than the rate of recidivism for people that get treatment for their addiction. So you actually would end up with somebody going back into their habits as an ex-con. I just think for me, this might sound terrible, but I've never been addicted to drugs.
I mean, that's not the only addiction.
No, I know, but hear me out. Okay. Hear me out. I got you. But I think I've seen in the neighborhood I grew up in, I gotta say this carefully. In the neighborhood I grew up in, wasn't a great neighborhood. I saw more ex-cons use their story to do better things for the neighborhood than I saw ex-addicts use their
Gotcha.
story.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So I think the
absolutely.
impact that ex-cons have had on me make me feel morally like,
Okay.
I don't know, even if they still are kind of in the life,
Yeah.
they still kind of
Okay. Yeah.
live a way that. So I think I think I just, where I was raised, I could deal with you being an ex-con. It's like, hey, I understand, baby. You had to slice her throat. It's like, but she got you angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, that's terrible, but it's just
Slice a throat.
what I was around is just
All
like,
right.
you got out. It's a terrible jail culture, but you got out and it was like, you got respect. I think that's what it was. In my hood, you got respect for getting out.
Okay.
But the drug addicts were treated
kind of
like,
frowned upon.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I just think I could accept it better. It's just for my development.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Would you rather get the silent treatment or be yelled at? 3, 2, 1. Be yelled at.
Yeah. I think with the silent treatment for me, not that I can't, it's harder for me to gauge where you are in your forgiveness process. Whereas when you yell at me, which is almost never, but like when you are
Every day. Just fine.
when you're vocal about your feelings, at least I can we can work through it together. But with silence, it's like, it feels kind of stagnant. Like,
Yeah, I get it.
you know what I mean?
I think my rationale is the same. It's like, if you yell, it's like, ugh, don't talk to me like that.
But at least you know how I'm feeling.
But I hear you. No.
Literally. Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that it depends on your personality too. I
Yeah.
think silent treatment most of the time just don't last as long. Yelling is more of like a quick fix kind of thing. Silent treatment sometimes could mean, even though I still pick yelling, silent treatment can sometimes mean I'm not going to talk to you for a very long time. But when I'm ready, it's because I've internalized a lot of my thinking. And now I can
Process
say it.
yeah. In a lot more respectable, clear-headed way.
Maybe I'm changing my mind. Live.
Coming to you
live. Last one. Let's get out of here.
Would you rather receive a love note or a sexy text? 3, 2, 1. Love note. I'm surprised you said that.
Gotcha. Sexy text, baby. Sexy text, definitely.
Wait, I'm confused. What's your answer?
Sexy text.
I don't like how you say sexy text.
Sexy text.
For me, love notes will get me to the sexy place.
For me, sexy text will get me to write you a love note. No, you know what it is?
No, I don't.
No.
Okay.
For real. Let's close with this. You know, we've been at it a long time. We started dating in high school.
Been at what? Love or sex?
Love. We were writing notes.
Okay.
We were writing notes well before we had sex with each other, right? So, because we've been at it for so long, like, I think we were writing notes to each other.
At like 14.
Yeah, it was religious. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a part of our tradition. I was like, well, I gotta get this note done after I finish my homework. That was like on my homework assignments. I gotta tell Amanda how I feel about her. I ain't get to talk to her today. You know what I'm saying? So like, we used to write notes all the time.
One time I went to Jamaica. Our family is from Jamaica. So we had went, and I think we were in 10th grade, and we were like 15, and I had gone for about a week.
Chill.
And he kept a composition notebook.
I still get in trouble for that.
No, I wasn't even talking about that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the phone bill.
Wait. No, I'm talking about the love notes. Should we do that now or save it for the next episode?
Nah, what are we saving it for?
Life is short.
Life is short, baby.
You had a composition notebook, and you kept like a diary to me. Like every day that I was gone, it was just like writing about how you wish you could talk to me. And
see what I'm saying? I've been giving you love notes. You feel me?
All right, tell your story.
Oh, about the bill?
Yeah.
Yo, so all right. So you know when you used to have a landline, they say you get free long distance, right?
This is like 2004, 2005.
Right. So man is in Jamaica. I knew that my parents had free long distance. I didn't know you get charged more to like call, if you live in New York, to call North Carolina. I didn't know that's what long distance meant. I thought long distance meant international calls.
Like anywhere in the world.
Yo, me and Amanda was on the phone for hours for
every
a week
day
while she was in Jamaica. Phone bill was like $700.
No, it was like $900.
$900. My father, I don't even want that man to get in trouble. Listen, we'll see y'all later. This episode brought to you by Frida Souls Clothing. And, you got to shout out.
Yes, I got to
because these
shout
braids
out.
you got is going chipping,
These
my boy.
are,
So
let me turn
bend
around.
the head down, pause, and then
All right. Yeah, shout out to Styles by Simone. Follow her on Instagram at styles_by_Simone. She's located in the New York City area. She does home visits. She'll travel to you. She will travel to you. So hit her up right now I have the large size butterfly box braids, but she specializes in braids for all ages, babies up to from 9 months to
I have
99.
no idea.
I don't know, of all ages, braids, locks, crochet, everything. Well, not weaves
Talking about the
and
discount,
stuff.
though. Get to the discount. Get to the
Wait,
discount.
I gotta,
Get to the discount.
kind of bring them into the business first. But if you hit her up, Styles by Simone, you will get 10% off any style if you tell her Dysfunctional Family sent you. So hit that inbox. Probably also put her phone number down below too. Send her a text message. Tell her Dysfunctional Family sent you, and get right. Feel me?
You already know the vibes.
Period.
Shatu Sabe.
See y'all for part
Love y'all.
2. Okay. Yep.
Peace.
Bye.